You love your cat and want them to live a long, happy life. But what if the food you pour into their bowl every single morning is secretly harming them? Millions of cat owners are unknowingly feeding their furry best friends toxic ingredients disguised as nutrition. Today, we are exposing the 10 deadly cat food ingredients that could be slowly poisoning your cat right now. Grab your cat's food bag, because you need to remove these from their diet today, especially number 1. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Artificial food dyes. Artificial food dyes like red 40, yellow 5, and blue 2 are incredibly common in many popular, brightly colored commercial cat kibbles. Manufacturers add these synthetic dyes for one reason only: to make the food look more appealing to you, the human buyer. Your cat doesn't care about the color of their food, but these unnecessary chemicals can cause serious issues. Studies link artificial dyes to allergic reactions, behavioral issues, and even certain cancers in laboratory animals. Instead of buying food that looks like a rainbow, look for natural cat foods that derive their color solely from real meat and vegetables. If the food looks a dull brown, that is actually a great sign of natural quality. What's next is even sneakier. Number 9. Meat and bone meal. Meat and bone meal might sound like a hearty protein source, but it is actually one of the lowest quality ingredients legally allowed in pet food. Found frequently in budget-friendly dry foods, this anonymous ingredient is essentially the leftover scraps from slaughterhouses, which can include diseased tissues or expired supermarket meats cooked down at high temperatures. Because the exact animal source is unidentified, it is impossible to know what your cat is really eating, making it a nightmare for cats with food allergies or sensitive stomachs. The rendering process also destroys many vital nutrients. Always look for cat foods that specifically name the meat source, like chicken meal or salmon meal, so you know exactly what is going into your cat's body. Number 8. BHA and BHT, preservatives. BHA and BHT are synthetic chemical preservatives frequently used to extend the shelf life of dry cat food and keep the fats from going rancid. While they do keep the kibble fresh for months on store shelves, they come with a terrifying hidden cost. Both of these chemicals are recognized as potential carcinogens by various health organizations and have been linked to liver and kidney damage in animals over time. Your cat's small body is forced to process these harsh chemicals every day. Instead of risking their long-term health, switch to high-quality cat foods preserved with natural alternatives like mixed tocopherols, which are basically just forms of vitamin E or rosemary extract. This next ingredient is hiding in plain sight. Number 7. Rendered animal fat. Rendered animal fat is a highly concentrated flavor enhancer and fat source sprayed onto dry kibble to make it irresistible to your cat. The massive problem with this ingredient is the word animal. Just like meat meal, this is an unnamed, mysterious fat source obtained from the rendering process of unidentified animals, which can sometimes include dead, dying, or diseased livestock. This low-grade fat is highly susceptible to contamination and rancidity, and it provides zero guarantee of nutritional quality or safety. It is a massive red flag for poor manufacturing standards. Protect your feline friend by checking the ingredient list for specific, named fat sources like chicken fat or salmon oil, which provide healthy, traceable, omega fatty acids. Number 6. High levels of carbohydrates. High levels of carbohydrates, particularly from corn, wheat, and soy, are heavily used as cheap fillers in commercial dry cat foods to hold the kibble together and keep manufacturing costs down. Cats are obligate carnivores, meaning their bodies are biologically designed to process protein and fat from meat, not heavy carbs. A diet overloaded with these starchy fillers forces their pancreas to work overtime, leading to massive spikes in blood sugar, severe weight gain, and a significantly increased risk of feline diabetes and digestive inflammation. You should always opt for grain-free recipes or foods where high-quality animal proteins dominate the first 5 ingredients, keeping carbohydrate levels as low as biologically appropriate for your feline companion. We are halfway there. Number 5. Carrageenan thickening agent. Carrageenan is a widely used thickening and gelling agent extracted from red seaweed, found most commonly in canned and wet cat foods to create a smooth, appealing texture. While it sounds natural, expert-backed insights reveal that food-grade carrageenan can cause severe gastrointestinal inflammation and has been linked to inflammatory bowel disease and even colon tumors in animals. Your cat's sensitive digestive tract simply is not designed to process this harsh additive, leading to chronic vomiting or diarrhea that owners often mistake for a sensitive stomach. When shopping for wet food, carefully read the label and choose brands that use safer natural binders like guar gum or agar agar, or those that simply use natural meat broths to create their texture. Number 4. Sodium selenite. Sodium selenite is a synthetic chemical form of selenium added to many commercial cat foods to meet minimum nutritional standards for this essential mineral. However, the line between a necessary dose and a toxic dose of sodium selenite is incredibly thin, and long-term exposure can cause cumulative organ damage, liver disease, and severe hair loss in felines. Because it is artificially produced, your cat's body struggles to absorb and process it safely compared to natural sources. To keep your cat's organs healthy, you should actively look for foods that use selenium yeast instead, which is a safer, natural, and highly bioavailable form of this vital nutrient. Getting close to number 1, and this next one is highly controversial. Number 3. Menadione sodium bisulfite. Menadione sodium bisulfite is a synthetic version of vitamin K often hidden near the bottom of the ingredient list in both wet and dry cat foods. Despite being banned from human dietary supplements due to safety concerns, it is still legally used in pet food as a cheap vitamin substitute. Research indicates that menadione can cause toxic reactions in liver cells, abnormal destruction of red blood cells, and severe allergic reactions over time. There is absolutely no reason your cat needs a synthetic, potentially toxic version of vitamin K when natural sources exist. Ensure your cat's food utilizes real, nutrient-dense whole ingredients like dark, leafy greens, kelp, or high-quality liver, which naturally provide all the safe vitamin K they need. Number 2. Garlic and onion powder. Garlic and onion powder are sometimes used in small amounts in cheap cat foods or broths as natural flavor enhancers to mask the taste of low-quality ingredients. This is deeply concerning because all members of the allium family are highly toxic to cats. Even in trace amounts over a long period, the compounds in garlic and onions cause oxidative damage to your cat's red blood cells, leading to Heinz body anemia, lethargy, and potentially fatal internal complications. Never trust a cat food brand that uses these toxic flavorings. Instead, choose foods that rely on the natural, savory flavors of high-quality animal proteins and rich meat broths to entice your cat's appetite safely. And now, the most crucial ingredient. Number 1. Unnamed meat byproducts. Unnamed meat byproducts are the ultimate red flag in the pet food industry, commonly making up the bulk of generic, budget-friendly wet and dry foods. When an ingredient is simply listed as meat byproducts or poultry byproducts, it means you are feeding your cat the cheapest, most heavily processed waste parts of slaughtered animals, which can include feet, heads, intestines, and undeveloped eggs. Because the source is completely hidden, the nutritional value is incredibly inconsistent, and the risk of contamination or allergic reaction is astronomical. Your cat deserves real, digestible protein. Always demand transparency and refuse to buy any food unless it lists specific, high-quality proteins, like deboned chicken, turkey, or salmon right at the very top of the label. So guys, your cat trusts you to provide them with safe, nourishing food, so always check those ingredient labels carefully before pouring their next bowl. Removing these 10 hidden dangers can drastically improve their health and longevity. If you found this video helpful and want to protect more cats, please hit that like button Leave a comment about what food you currently use, and subscribe for more life-saving pet advice.